going on holiday tomorrow. Me and Brie, she just absolutely cannot come with me and I am so sad. So it's like 3 days with 7 people. I don't think I'm gonna read anything.
How was the journey?
We thought we were gonna die for a while.
Happy birthday to you.
That's just ridiculous.
Cute!
Lately this smoke don't get me high. I've given up all my friends and all my time. A pretty face never mattered to me. It's nothing like I wanna see in my dreams, so I'ma hit the lights and go to sleep. Yeah, yeah. So sick and tired of this place I'm in. Too many hours in this basement. These paper walls don't change. Most nights just fade away.
This is the last vlog for October. And I've done all right, you know. I think I've read 7 books so far this month. A lot of them are quite short, so it's not my normal 7 books. Like, it's 7 shorter books, with the exception of The Shadow of What Was Lost, which I finished a couple of hours ago. But I am hoping to get 2 more books in this month. Whether I do or not is a different matter, because I don't know what the last one's gonna be, but I don't think anything I have in mind is particularly short. But the first thing that I need to crack on with is my Patreon book club book for October, which is Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. So I have just started with my patrons. This month is the first month. A brand new fantasy romance book club that's very much like in the vein of Catch Up Book Club, but for fantasy romance. So we're going to be reading fantasy romance series in their entirety. I asked kind of like what everybody wanted in terms of like the discussion element of the book club, and everybody, or like the majority, voted for spoiler vlogs. So I am going to be making book diaries on this series that are going to be posted to Patreon and then eventually will make their way over to my channel. So I ideally need to finish this before Thursday because I don't want to be filming a spoiler vlog on holiday. I don't even know if I'm going to read on holiday, which is another reason why I don't know how much we're going to get read. But if this isn't done by Thursday, then I'm going to be putting it down and then picking it up when I get back home, because I'm just not going to be in the right environment to be filming a spoiler vlog. But I have to say, this is not a series that I typically would read if it wasn't by Laura Thalassa. So Laura Thalassa is the author of like one of my favorite fantasy romance series ever, which is the Bargainer series. That one's a fairy romance series, and this one is more apocalyptic. It's about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's called the 4 Horsemen series, and each book follows one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse as they fall in love with a human woman as they are trying to bring about the end of the world. So not my usual kind of thing. I've seen a rant review on this that I absolutely loved. It's sadly not available anymore, but it was one of the greatest rant reviews I've ever seen. But that was a long time ago, so I don't actually remember anything that was said. I don't know any of the spoilers or anything. And this one is, I know that Laura Thalassa's writing is pretty quick and it's 364 pages, so it is definitely doable before Wednesday. But saying that, tonight it is 8:30 already. I need to work out yet. I've watched the last episode of House of the Dragon and oh my god, I gasped so hard that I choked. I'm so excited for the next season, but I have yet to watch this week's episode of The Walking Dead, so I also need to do that. And I think tomorrow Curtis and I are going to one of his friends' houses to have a little bit of a games night, so I don't think I'm gonna get too much reading done tomorrow. Do you have as well some book mail that arrived this morning, and it was like perfect timing as well because I was just admiring the Fairy Loot set of the Arc of a Scythe series, and I'm pretty sure this says it's from Walker Books. I hate Jiffy bags, I hate them, but I'm pretty sure this is Neil Shusterman's new book, which yes, it is. It's Gleaning Stories from the Arc of a Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Thank you very much to Walker Books for sending this my way. I don't talk about this series a lot, but the Scythe series is truly like one of my favorite series and a really good like YA utopian story. The release date on this is actually quite soon. It's the 10th of November. And as far as I'm aware, it is a collection of short stories in the Arc of a Scythe world. I'm hoping, does it say when they're set? No, I am hoping for some like kind of prequel stories and stuff though, because I just love the world of this series. It's YA utopian, but as with most utopians, it's actually like a dystopian world, but everything that humans have issue with has kind of been solved. So there's like no disease, you can't die from anything because medicine, etc., is so advanced. And there's a big AI, which I think is called the Thunderhead, that rules over everything. And the only way that you can die in this world, because there is still an issue with population control, is if a scythe gleans you. So this series is about the scythes and the kind of like methodology of how they choose who they're going to kill, and the corruption that can exist in like systems like this, and also in communities like this where like it's supposed to be a utopia, but corruption kind of lives everywhere. Like there's no such thing as a utopia. So the main kind of plot of the core trilogy is that we're following Citra and Rowan, who are two apprentice scythes, and they kind of end up on two very different paths. So this seems like kind of delayed. I can't remember when the last book in the Scythe series, which one is it, The Toll, came out. I think it was like 2019. So it's been a good few years, and I have like quite a lot of distance from this world now, but I just really, really love the world, and I feel like Neil Shusterman built so much into the trilogy that could be expanded on because it's just so interesting, that this is like the one kind of time where I actually appreciate, or I'm assuming I'm going to appreciate, a set of short stories set within the world of a series.
Intro, keep any thoughts to myself, but I'm not hurting. I'm keeping my feelings on the shelf. Every time I go outside, anxiety makes me blind. Can't keep hiding. I don't know why, I just can't find myself. So sick and tired of this place I'm in. Too many hours in this basement.
Hello, welcome to the Sad Girl Hours. I'm not having a great day. As you'll know, I've already told you, last night we went to Curtis's friends to play board games, and I played Risk for the first time. I actually had a really great time, and I want to play more Risk. When I find a game that I really enjoy, I just want to play it over and over and over again. So that's the kind of like mode that I'm in right now. But just before we went out last night, so we took Brie for like a really long walk because we knew we were going out in the evening, and she got muddy. She ran through like a muddy, not a stream, but like there was water and there was mud, so she was filthy. Brought her home, washed her, gave her a bath, everything was fine. Brought her back downstairs, said to Curtis, can you let her out to go to the toilet while I go and get changed, because I was wet from the bathing of Brie. And then 2 minutes later he said like somebody's bleeding, so I came down, and I have no idea how she's done this, okay, because the rug in my hallway here, and also the carpet on the stairs and the landing, is beige. No blood on it at all, but there is blood on the living room rug downstairs, or there was. Curtis has cleaned it, and then all over the kitchen floor there was like spots of blood. So I checked her, and she has split her paw pad, like she sliced her paw pad. So we bandaged it up because it was after the vets had closed. So we bandaged her up, put her in bed, came back, re-cleaned it, re-bandaged it up, put her to bed for overnight, and then I took her to the vets this morning, and they've essentially said that they can't stitch it up because paws aren't great for stitching anyway, and it's been over 12 hours, and they've re-bandaged her up better than I could, and also given me a comb because she kept chewing her bandages that I was putting on off. We were going on holiday tomorrow, me and Brie. Curtis was gonna stay home, but he had plans with friends, like he was gonna go watch the football at whatever day it was on, and also go to a Halloween party. And I was taking Brie with me because we're going to the countryside, we're going to the North Pennines, and it would have been great, and she would have had the best time. And it's awesome in the UK, which means that it rains a lot, so I bought her a raincoat that matches my wellies. And now she can't go because she has to go to have her wound checked, because it's not like the deepest wound I've ever seen, but it is large enough that like it's open and you can see like the redness underneath through the gap. So it is too much for her to be able to go somewhere like the North Pennines, running it for hours in like fields and get it full of mud and like have it at risk of infection. So she's back at the vets on Friday to have it checked, just to make sure that it's healing okay, that it's not infected, and to have it redressed, which means that she just absolutely cannot come with me. And I am so sad because I've been thinking all week, I've been telling her, like obviously she doesn't understand, but I've been telling her we're going on holiday and that she's gonna love it, and just all of that countryside, because it's great going to like remote locations, but when you have a dog, like you want to take your dog, because just the thought of your dog in all that wild open space, like I see her in a field and she's having the best time, and I'm just thinking about like how much fun she's gonna have when we go on holiday. And 2 days before we went, she sliced her paw, and I swear I cannot fathom how she's done it. She was in the living room, the kitchen, and the back garden, but we have a very small portion of the back garden. There's like a concrete strip essentially that we allow her to go on unsupervised, so that's where she goes to the toilet. I don't know, because it's her back foot as well. It's one of her toes on her back right foot, so she must have been stood on it. She must have stood on something. She can't have like jumped up and put her paws on anything because it's her back leg. And it's just, I literally cannot fathom where it is, because we haven't even smashed anything recently. So it's not even like there was a stray bit of glass somewhere that got missed in a cleanup, because it's been like at least 2 months since I smashed anything on the kitchen floor. And yeah, I'm really sad about it. So I'm sulking, but I have just finished up work for my holidays. I've just finished proofing my 2 videos to go up. It's taken me a lot longer than I wanted it to because I've been to the vets this morning. But now it's time to start packing. And something else that's really upset me is that I packed all of Bree's food and we got her like treats, like big chew treats that would take her longer to eat, to like occupy her. And today I was gonna pack up like her toys and she can't go. So yeah, but I need to go to B&M and grab like loads of snacks and drinks and stuff. And I guess the only plus side is that I don't have to deal with the travel sickness in the car tomorrow. So there's that weight off my chest, and even though that was really bothering me, I'm just so much more sad that she can't go now. But it does mean that I can fill my car because I don't have to worry about things like her crate and leaving space for her in my car. So yeah, I don't want to get up at the minute because she's asleep and I don't want to disturb her and have to put her cone of shame back on. But I need to get things moving. I also have a Waterstones parcel, which I will come back soon and open up for you guys. It's just, like I said, don't want to get up because I'll disturb her. And Pestilence, I'm 15 pages in. I've barely read anything. I'm stressed about that as well because now I don't, like, I've started it but I'm 15 pages in, but I still want to take a new book with me because I don't want to read that on holiday, so I need to find something else to read as well. Who's your poor sick baby? Leo. What have you done? You can't go on your hollypops. I'll stay here and do sleeping. This toe. Long. My poor baby.
This paper walls don't change. Most nights just fade away. And I'm so sick and tired of this basement.
Good morning, it's 10 AM and I need to be leaving at about 12 to 12:30. I had the shortest drive out of everyone. It's only like 2.5 hours for me, including a detour to go pick up Gavin at the train station. So I have some time, but also because I have time, I don't feel like I'm being terribly proactive about getting ready. I've packed like the majority of my clothes. I have like my makeup in a bag, my toiletries in a bag, but I haven't put those into a bag yet. But I thought, because I'm procrastinating on doing all of that stuff and getting everything finalized, I would decide what books I'm taking with me. So I've got 4 and I was only going to take 1, so I don't know how this has happened. But first, actually, we have the Waterstones parcel from yesterday that I didn't come back to tell you guys about. So this one, oh, it looks like a hardback. Oh, I need to take a spooky book with me. This is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, which it's smaller than I thought it was going to be, but that kind of makes sense because it is just like a contemporary romance. I'm just still not used to romance hardbacks. But yeah, this must have sold out because I've seen this in a couple of stores and it's just the normal edition, not the Waterstones edition with you guys, why won't you focus, with like the spread edge. But this, I haven't actually looked at the official synopsis, but I think this is about Atlas. So It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, one of my favorite books of all time. I read it years ago and really loved it. It is about this girl whose father dies and she heads up onto this roof to kind of like think about him, because she loved her father because he was her father, but he also abused her mother and she had to witness that growing up. So she has very complex feelings about the death of her father, and she goes up to this roof just to like have some time to think, and she meets this guy called Ryle up there who is a neurosurgeon. He's blowing off steam after a long shift, and it turns out that he's actually on call, or he's not supposed to be, but he ends up getting called in to perform surgery. And just before that happens, they kind of agree to have no-string sex, but then the moment kind of disappears as he has to rush off to his job. And 6 months later, Ryle and Lily meet again when she is opening up her own flower shop. And at the time that she's like kind of moving all this stuff around as she's like doing different things in her life, she stumbles across her old teenage diaries where she's talking about this boy that she used to know called Atlas. So I think This book is about Atlas. Really excited to read it. Want to read it right now, to be honest, but I'm going to, it's not a spooky cabin, but I'm going for a little countryside retreat. So I want my spooky books because it is Halloween weekend. I was going to say thank you very much Waterstones for that, but like I paid for it and all they did was fulfill my order and slowly that. So never mind. But the 4 books I'm taking with me, I'm not going to read all of them. I kind of want to lose one before I actually leave, to be honest, because this is excessive. I just know that I'm not going to read them all, but I am taking Pestilence with me because I'm only 30 pages into it. If it gets to a point where like I feel like I can't maintain the spoiler vlog, then I will put this down with like just the beginning of the week. And then with Bree's Foot, I just haven't really read anything in the last few days, so it's going well for the last week of October. I wanted to squeeze 2 more books in. And then the book that I've always planned on taking with me this weekend was a Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. This one is an adult horror, which I think has a lot of satire about like small towns and racism in it. But then I saw on my shelves Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantaro, which is a horror once again, kind of like Scooby-Doo. I think about a group of kids that put this guy in prison and it's like years later and he wants his revenge. And also because I don't think I'm actually going to get much read, but I do want to read something. I then picked up Death Note Volume 1, which is about a guy who picks up this book where you can like write someone's name in it and then this death god will go kill them, I think. And I've heard excellent things about this and I do really want to read it. So yeah, there are 4 books that I'm taking with me for 5 days. It's not even 5 days because 2 of the days, like today and Monday, is traveling there and back. So it's like 3 days with 7 people. I don't think I'm gonna read anything. Okay, the car is packed. I am terrified that I've forgotten something. I mean, my boot is full and my back seat is like half full. I've less space for Gavin. So I can't think of anything that I possibly could have forgotten, but I just feel like I've packed way too haphazardly to have remembered everything. So yeah, off we go. It's finally holiday time. Morning.
Sometimes I want to pack up all my things and move away. Paris, London, maybe even LA. But it's not far enough, far enough, far enough for me. Yeah, it gets kinda tough, kinda tough, kinda tough.
We made it. So yeah, this is a really big place. I kind of want to live here. This is the kitchen. Gavin has just gone to the toilet, but we have like, there's a utility room and somebody's left a bowl and a towel here. Bree's not here. I'm actually still really sad about it. I'm not quite over it. But yeah, Gavin is in the toilet. We need to go. We're the first ones here as well. So we need to secure our sleeping locations because we want prime sleeping locations. Here is the living room, very cozy. That chair is mine, calling it now. This is the one, we have blankets as well. Oh my god, a log burner and yes, log fire, killing it. I know how to make those as well, so that's good. Gavin, come on, I'm excited. Still?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Well, we've been busy.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a log burner over here.
Oh, that'd be
Excited.
cute. I don't know how to use it, but that would be cute.
I do.
You know everything.
I do. Oh my god, these stairs are quite steep. Let's see what we got. Oh, double.
Oh, lush.
This is a really big bed. Actually, we could take this. This is huge. Okay, let's see what else we've got.
Because Beth and Nathaniel will probably sleep on top of each other. To
Oh my god, this is so cute. It's like
I mean, yeah, it's cute, but also a little bit creepy.
It is.
Look at these bears. These are possessed.
It's a good job that Brie didn't come because she would have eaten those bears. First thing.
I feel like there would have been a lot of damage.
Decapitate the bears.
Oh, is that like a Google Home thing, the Bobby?
Maybe.
Oh, that is really cool.
This is really scary. Maybe we should put the kids in there. Who are the kids? Ashley, Nathaniel, and Beth.
Beth, yeah.
Oh, this is cozy.
Oh, this is nice as well.
This bed's smaller.
Yeah, so I feel like
we're taking the big.
We're taking the big one.
bed.
Absolutely. We were here first. Okay.
We were.
We were here first, so we get the big one.
Okay, what is in? I think we've got one more bathroom to go.
Ooh, cute.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this is lush.
That's Beth and Nathaniel shocking in the bath.
And no shocking in the shower.
Right.
Oh, the wood beams as well.
This is so cute. Right.
These are cute.
Are we going to go get our stuff so we can secure the bedroom?
Yes, and then I'll get my camera and do a little tour as well.
Okay.
This is
No original
definitely-
content.
They probably one of the nicest rooms in here, I think.
Look at this mirror.
It's beautiful.
The view, what's the view like? It's not half bad, you know.
No, it's not at all.
Right, and it's cheap as well. Gav!
Hi. How was the journey?
We thought we were gonna die for a while.
Oh no, right, I'm just gonna close the door lock if it's just for the banter, okay?
That's a Becca! Hello. Hello.
Maybe I'm being just a little bit too hard. But some days I just find it too hard. Too hard. I just can't deal with them. Deal with them. Deal with them. Sometimes I just get too annoyed. Too annoyed. Too annoyed. Sometimes. So I'll go to outer space where nothing knows my name. There's bound to be life in some other galaxy. I'll find them and you'll see how good they'll be to me. 'Cause on Block 361, they wouldn't break. Maybe they'd break my bones. Maybe they'd turn me into stone. But maybe I'd find a new home. And maybe I'd never be alone anymore. So I'll go to outer space where nothing knows my name. There's gotta be life in some other galaxy. I'll find them and you'll see how good they'll be to me. 'Cause on Block 361, they wouldn't break my heart. They wouldn't break my heart. They wouldn't break.
It could be a lot more subtle.
That's unnatural.
You're sitting in your room thinking about what to do. You had to call my phone 6 times, I let it go. Breathing that morning glow, already drunk and stoned.
Thank you.
How old are you today?
22.
26.
Happy birthday to you. Could you imagine?
Oh, please go on.
I'm not doing that.
If I didn't have a bottle of water in mind, I would have done
It
it.
cost $5.69 for this. It was in clearance.
But why though?
Because it was in clearance. And why not?
Just to confirm, it is not anybody's birthday.
It is. It's my unbirthday.
Come on, give us a bit of Marilyn.
Happy birthday to you. That's all we got. I'm cutting it like a pizza.
You're gonna eat a quarter of that. Oh no, you're gonna cut the entire thing, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You're just cutting yourself a quarter out of it.
Well, why not? It is my birthday after all. Do you want a slice?
No.
Why not? Birthday cake is lovely.
I don't like the icing.
I should walk in to the living room and be like, should we start singing? Who should we start singing happy birthday to?
I don't know anything.
Who should we do it to? Who would be the most uncomfortable?
Do we want to be making people uncomfortable though?
Well, I just love making people uncomfortable. I love making you feel uncomfortable the most.
I've noticed.
Should we do it to Ashley?
God, then she on the floor in front of the thing.
Just over time we've got candles. Happy birthday to you. Look. Hey. Hey, Pip.
Hooray!
Anyone want a slice?
I want a best.
Okay.
Mine is definitively haunted.
Wait, without pickle?
Nice.
How trained Nick Aveney with his mouth closed? Nice. I'm supposed to have cautious.
I swear there's something going on across the street. My neighbor's acting just a little too discreet. He's taking trash out in the middle of the night. But when I see him in the day, he's so polite. Every morning he waves as I leave the door. But I see him buying bleach at the grocery store. He's the founder of the whole neighborhood watch. And every week they meet up for classes. Who'd suspect a guy who always wears a smile with his style? They all believe a guy who is truly a delight, Mr. Right. Oh, close the windows, lock the door. It's late at night and I hear footsteps on the floor. Blood is freezing in my lips. Well, is it real or is it just October things? He never talked.
Fuck it out.
No, yeah.
Susan Williams, are you here?
He never talks about his past, they say he's coy. I could just shrug it off and be
I'm back with more guns.
And ships, and so the battleships.
We rendezvous with real Shambo and consolidate their gifts. We can end this war in Yorktown. Cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there's someone else we need. I know.
Hamilton.
What to do in the trenches, you know it's a fluent to French, I mean. Say you have to use the pitch, you need to go to the pitch, I mean. No one has more resilience on
My tactical brilliance.
Wanna fight the land back. Give a right hand man back.
Nathaniel Coco.
I'll just stand over here.
I think we all like filming though.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Nathaniel's going to be
Gonna be like a.
Is this recording? Oh yeah, it's recording.
see it like at all.
I can't see
I can't
shit.
see. Everyone's looking so great. Eat the hen.
Do a
little boogie. I cannot see shit.
Bling bling. Oh,
Oh my god, sorry.
oh my god.
That's
That's amazing.
I
'cause
can't see. I don't know if I can put the glasses over my glasses.
Nathaniel's going to be like, why what design objective?
These ones don't stay on.
Mine don't really stay on either, to be fair.
My hair is
Mine
just
does.
I think I might need to cut a hole in just so like my nose.
hello.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what a sneeze.
I can't figure out if this is even like covering me or what. Bless you. I feel wonky.
I would bark too. Funny,
Paranoid, yeah. Women come over cause he doesn't have a spouse. But oddly, no one ever sees them leave his house. Who suspect the guy who always wears a smile?
That's just ridiculous.
It's truly a delight, Mr. Right. Oh, close the windows, lock the door. It's late at night and I hear footsteps on the floor. Blood is freezing in my lips. Well, is it real or is it just October things? The scene of a thriller mystery. Close the windows and lock the door. It's late at night and I hear footsteps on the floor. Blood is freezing in my lips. Well, is it real or is it just October thing?
hope you had that in the background. No. I did not consent.
Summer rain on the window. Watch the.
Evan, what have you made?
I made this.
Cute.
It's a masquerade mask.
Can we swaddle him in a blanket so he looks like a baby?
I need to find
I'll get one of the sheets.
Yeah.
I'll get one of the sheets.
And we'll swaddle you up to here, and it'll look like a little baby head.
Oh my god, and then you can all carry me. Yes.
Stefan can do a shot from above.
Time float on. Cool air blows a memento as I fall behind. I'm so sorry for dreaming about the future. Maybe I'll be better when we're old enough. Hey, I'm sorry for dreaming about the future. You and I'll be better when we're old enough. Take apart all the good things, stripped away what's there to do. So many times I tried, but I just don't remember. I'm so sorry for dreaming about the future. Maybe I'll be better when we're old enough. Hey, I'm
Here to go, guys.
We're like making sad noises. It's gonna be fun. I just
Bye.
Oh my god.
Hello, I have pretty much just gotten home, which is why I look and feel like a bag of dicks. I still haven't washed my hair since I had a pumpkin on it. That is something that I definitely need to get on tonight and just like wash the last couple of days of grime off me properly. I might have a bath and like have a good old soak. I also we didn't have any coffee this morning because we ran out I think yesterday. So I drove all the way home without having had any caffeine this morning. So the first thing I did when I got home was make myself a coffee. In terms of the trip, I obviously had a great time. I think that's pretty evident from the fact that like I've done barely any speaking updates, and also just the things that were happening throughout the b-roll. Like honestly, it was such a fun time. We're already planning on doing it again sometime like in a few months, and it was just really nice for us like all to hang out, because it's quite difficult obviously to get so many people in one place because it's a lot of people, and also scheduling conflicts and trying to get everybody free at the same time. So I definitely had a great trip, and I'm gonna take the rest of the afternoon to decompress. So I do want to get some reading done because I have read barely anything while we were away, and I think Brie, who is sprawled out here, may be lying on my book. Yeah, it's here. Hey baby, how you feeling? She's had a bigger comb put on her because she tore the other one off while I was away and ate it, or like she didn't actually eat it, but she did definitely destroy it. And she's been for a rebandage today as well. I think the vet said, Curtis told me that the vet said that if it continues to heal as it does, then by Thursday when we take her for another bandage change, then she may not have to have it wrapped, which is obviously good news and means that it's healing really well. So the entire time I was away, I was reading Pestilence, so as I knew there was no point me taking all of those other books with me, and I made it to page 104. So our main female character in here, our main male character is obviously one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and our main female character is a firefighter. So she has decided that she's going to stay behind and try and kill Pestilence as he rides through her town, because essentially what happens is like when he rides through your area, like everyone dies, and you either avoid getting the plague or you die of it. Like there's no survival rate. So she's sacrificing herself to kill the horseman, which she does, but he can't be killed. So I think she goes to sleep thinking that she's done her job and he's dead, and then she wakes up, obviously finds out that he's actually fine, and kidnaps her. So he makes her run behind his horse, and essentially he wants to make her suffer. So he's not killing her because that would be too quick and too easy a death for what she's done, like trying to kill him. So he's making her suffer. There is quite a lot in terms of the suffering, which I know a lot of people won't be down with it being like a romantic plot line, but like she does get dragged by the horse and stuff, and he is not kind to her. Like it is very enemies to lovers. They both hate each other. I will say though that I heard that this was a little rougher on like how he treats her, and like it's a very like it's not instant, like it takes time for them to warm up to each other. But one of my kind of criticisms of this so far is that she just won't shut up about how pretty he is. So it's hard for me to believe that she truly hates him, because she's like, oh my god, he's awful, I can't believe he's killing all these people. He's hot though, which I mean he is, and I do actually quite like Pestilence so far. But yeah, I would like to get this done in the next couple of days, possibly before I round out this vlog, just because I've literally read 100 pages in a week. But so far so good. Because of a lot of people's opinions on this, I feel like I expected to hate it, but that was kind of like forgetting that it's Laura Thalassa, who is obviously an author that I already really like. Okay, so I am aiming to finish Pestilence tonight, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update because I'm really enjoying this, and it's a little bit weird for me to be enjoying this because I'm definitely finding it to be a fun read. And y'all know that when I read the books or the kind of books that people describe as being fun, I normally don't like them. I normally would say that they're stupid as opposed to fun. I would say that they don't make sense. I like things to at least make sense, even if they're not to be taken too seriously. And I gotta say, like, the motivations of the main character in here just are not making sense to me in the terms of this being a romance. But it doesn't seem to matter, and I'm having a great time regardless. So obviously the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, like Pestilence is going through the world, like he's killing people. And not only is he killing people, he's making the main character witness it. And this story starts off with her staying behind to try and kill him, to rid the world of this demon that is riding around and killing everybody. So she obviously hates him. He thinks humans are monsters. I can see his motivations for being interested in her because he doesn't know anything of humanity. He's never really experienced humanity before. So it kind of makes sense that as he gets to know her, it would kind of like open his mind to things that he hasn't experienced before. Meanwhile, the female main character is literally going along with Pestilence, not by her own free will, but she is with him as he is killing people. He is making her watch people die, and it still comes around to a romantic light. And I just feel like I could not forgive that, because it's a kind of trauma, you know, you're seeing people die constantly. That's traumatic, and it's not something that you can just forget because like he's hot and it's his purpose and it's like a heavenly mission kind of situation. I do see now that I only have like 70 pages left of it where the kind of story is going, because I was struggling to see like how this could have a good ending in terms of it being a romance, because like I said, could not see how she is able to forgive him for what he's done, because it's still done at the end of the day. It can't be undone, which is my issue. He can't magically re-alive all of these people, so what he's done is still an issue in my mind. But I kind of see where the direction of this book and like assumedly the rest of the series is going, and I'm having a good time with it. Pestilence is actually a bit of a sweetie pie. He's a cinnamon roll, which is not the vibe I was expecting from a Horseman of the Apocalypse, but I have heard that he is like the baby of the four. So considering that as well, because I'm not a cinnamon roll girl, like I like a bad boy in a romance. So considering he is a cinnamon roll, I'm definitely enjoying this much more than hello baby. I'm definitely enjoying this much more than I anticipated. She has been just lying with me all day. I feel like the code is really getting her down. The only kind of thing that's put me off it a little bit in terms of Pestilence and the romance is that he's just very earnest and open in a lot of ways, which I think is just a bit much in some scenes, but then in some scenes I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, this is the power of Laura Thalassa, I'm guessing, because normally like I wouldn't enjoy this book. It's not making a whole ton of sense in a lot of ways. It has a cinnamon roll love interest, but I'm still really enjoying it. Hello everybody. It's this lighting. This lighting is not it, but the clocks have gone back, so it's something we're gonna see a lot for the next like 6 months. But I did finish Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. Considering it took me over a week to get to this point, I flew through this today. I've read like 200 pages today, and I actually had a really good time with this, which I'm really surprised about. But it felt in my heart like a low 4. But it came out on Corepile as a high 3. And the reason for that is, while I enjoyed this a lot more than I expected to, it does feel like one of those books that people would say like, oh, it's a quick fun read, that I normally disregard and really don't enjoy, aka like the Sookie Stackhouse series and a lot of like paranormal stuff. But for some reason this one really did it for me, but it definitely has its flaws. The logic wasn't quite there for me. I just don't understand how Sarah is excusing the behavior of Pestilence. Like he kills hundreds and hundreds of people, and she does witness it happen throughout this book, but that's kind of like forgiven as things progress, and it's like he can never undo what he's done, and he's killed a lot of people and she's seen him kill a lot of people, and I feel like that should be like a hard line that cannot be crossed. It just kind of isn't, especially with like the main motivation. Like at the beginning of this, she hates him because he murders people, but then that's something that's very quickly forgiven because of other reasons, and the math just wasn't quite mathing there for me in that regard. I did really like the epilogue of this and how it sets it up for the next book in the series, War, which I am going to be reading in November, and I really liked Pestilence as a character because his motivations make sense, because he's coming from a completely different place than Sarah. Like he's never known humans, but she knows that he's a murderer and he's killing all these people, and she's still like DTF. But the plot as well was kind of like, it was definitely predictable and what I expected from it, and I'm sad that it is what I expected from it. But what I've kind of learned from this experience is that I just really fucking love Laura Thalassa, because I didn't enjoy the synopsis of this. It has like very dodgy logic. The main character's arc doesn't kind of make a whole lot of sense, but I still had a really good time with it, and Pestilence is sexy even though he's a cinnamon roll. So 3 stars for that. Thank you so much to Bobby for gifting this to me, and this is my first Patreon book club pick done, which brings us to the end of this vlog. So I do hope you've enjoyed this one. I know that I read like literally nothing for the majority, and we only managed to squeeze one book in. I did have grander plans, and I've just actually looked at my final like stats for October, ready to fill my wrap up in a couple of days, and it's not good. It's worse than September, which I actually didn't think was possible. But you know, we move. I am currently on like 77 books read for the year, and I know I'm not going to make my original goal of, I think it was 118, but I would like to at least get to 100 books. So I want to read 23 books in 2 months when they're like the busiest months of the year. So we'll see how that goes. I'm anticipating not well, even though there was no reading done. I've had a fabulous week anyway. I had a great time obviously in the Pennines with my friends. Really sad about Brie. Her toe is nearly healed now, and she pulled her bandage off in the night again because of course she did. So I have had a little bit of a look at it, and it is like almost closed. So yeah, looks like that's nearly healed, but I am really sad that she couldn't join us. I was sad a lot of the time that I was there as well. But anyway, regardless, next week I'm going to be reading, I don't really know, I have a couple of ideas of what's going on next week. I know that fantasy romance will be involved But that is all the information I can give you at this point. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.